Ya Sai. Today I'm sharing with you, inspired by Baba, the story of a beautiful, huge ship. So there was a ship which took sails and went into the sea. And it just traveled and traveled and traveled. And it would just stop at a port and take more people, take more, the rations and the food and the supplies and the refueling, but nobody could get off the ship. Now, at one particular port, one person got on the ship. After getting on the ship, he got very restless. He kept asking, when can I get off? And everybody told me, now that you've come on the ship, you cannot get off the ship. You have to take the complete journey. He got even more restless. And he fought and he cried and he complained all the time, and he said, this is not fair. I've been put on the ship and I'm not happy here. And then what happened? When the ship kept sailing in the sea, there were very, very dark nights, and they would scare this man, and he just wouldn't be able to deal with the darkness there, like so dark. And there were days when the sea was very rough and there was high waves and the high tide as well, and the ship would be absolutely rocking on the waters, and he would be so stressed, and he would just cry and complain and say, where am I, why am I here? And everybody else around him was watching him. And then one day finally what he did was he jumped off the ship, thinking that's my only solution. And then what did he realize? That jumping off the ship, he was going to die. The water was cold and there was no help, no shore, nowhere to go. Again he screamed and shouted, and the people had seen him jumping, so they kindly threw down a rope and pulled him back up. Now, after he had really howled and cried, one elderly person came up to him and he said, don't cry, my child. Why don't you go inside the ship? Right in the center of the ship there is a beautiful meditation hall, and a saint is sitting there in meditation, but he only opens his eyes very rarely. Why don't you go and sit there and pray and meditate and ask him all your answers, because you're really disturbed and nobody else can help you. So this man was so grateful that at least there was some hope. He ran to the center of the ship, and as promised, there was a beautiful meditation hall there. And in the center sat a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful saint, calm, motionless, in samadhi. And he looked just like our Baba, that you know and I know. Now, this man saw this saint, and the first words that came out of his mouth somehow were, Baba, Baba, help me. But Baba was in deep meditation, in samadhi. So this man sat in front and looked around. There were some other people there as well. They were all sitting with eyes closed and meditating. So he also took the mudras, looking at them, and tried meditating. Now he was restless. It was so difficult to meditate. He would open his eyes, again look around, again cry, sob, look at the saint, and again sit back. Slowly what happened, he got into the meditation, because everybody was in calmness. There was no other way there. There was no point crying and screaming. The more calm he got, he just kept sitting and waiting for the saint to open his eyes. And finally the saint opened eyes, and this man ran and held his feet, and he said, oh Baba, you look like a holy man. I'm in a problem, help me. I've come on this ship and I don't know how to go off the ship now. I'm tired of the weather, I'm tired of the dark nights, I'm tired of not being able to get off. I don't like it. There is so much problem here. The same food I'm eating. I just need to get off. And Baba was smiling. And then Baba said to him, child, this is the story of birth and death. Every being who is created gets on the ship of life and then sails and sails and sails on till you reach your destination, which is the culmination or the end of the life. You merge into something, into another realm, and that merging is called death in this world. So when you're on the ship, there are bound to be challenges, there are bound to be very dark nights, There is bound to be rough weather. There are bound to be nights when you just stand there and look around helplessly at the darkness, endless darkness around, with no light, with no hope, and not know where to go. But that is the journey. That is why you're on the ship. And if you try jumping off the ship in between, in this world, they call it suicide. You don't reach the end of the journey. So then again, you will have to board another ship and again travel and go through all your problems, challenges, learn your lessons here, and only then you will be able to merge onto the other side after you leave this body in death. So even jumping off in between will really not help, because you will anyways have to come back and live through this again. So the solution that you have at hand is to just understand this depth, that in the journey of this ship called life, there will be ups, there will be downs, there will be problems, there will be pain, there will be suffering, there will be challenges. But in complaining, you're increasing your sufferings. In being restless, you're increasing your suffering. But if you go into a state of acceptance and understand that this is my journey, it is going to be like this. There are going to be some very bright, beautiful days. There is going to be some very beautiful weather. There are going to be the deep blue seas around, which are fascinating. There's going to be beautiful life in the water that you can see around, which will keep you going. There are going to be lots of positives as well, but then there are going to be lots of challenges and darkness as well. And that is your journey, child. If you understand, you will be at peace. If you don't understand and complain, you will be suffering. And then I remembered that Baba has said in the Satcharitha also to us, he who carps and cavils at others pierces me in the heart. Now Baba says others here, but I'd like to give a wider connotation of the same thing to all of you. Carping and cavilling is basically complaining. Complaint happens when we are not satisfied or happy in our situation. We complain not just about people that Baba refers to in the Satcharitha. We complain about our problems. We complain about our situations in life. We complain about the daily ups and downs of our life. You see, there will always be a million reasons to complain. But remember, there will be far, far more than those million reasons to gather as blessings. If you understand that the problems are only as much, but the blessings are so many more, it will just change the way you think. And then the complaining will not happen. And that's what Baba was telling him. Look at the blessings you have while you're on this journey on the ship. Don't worry about those that you cannot handle. If you accept them, you will be able to deal with them. See, if he accepts that I have to be on the ship, there are going to be dark nights. So next time there is a dark night, it does not disturb him. He has already accepted and made peace with it. Next time there is very bad, rough weather. Earlier he would get jittery. Now he knows I'm on a ship. There is going to be rough weather. It's okay. Last time also it happened. It passed by. The next day was beautiful. It is just understanding which will change everything. You see, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says again and again, knowledge is so important, gaining knowledge. We talk about Jnana, and Jnana is nothing but removal of Ajnana, says Baba. You see, Ajnana is, nobody here is a Jnani. No human being that is being created is created with Ajnana. We are all Sarvajnani because we have the presence of God inside us. And if you have God inside, which means you have the Sarvasva Jnana of the whole cosmos inside you. Everything is inside you. What is lacking is we don't understand it is there. That lacking is in our understanding, not in our knowledge. We are ignorant about it. We're ignorant about it. We don't realize that we are actually abundant and we are wealthy with knowledge. So what I'm giving through this video to you is just that knowledge and the wisdom which is inside you. I'm not even giving, I'm just reminding you that you're on the ship. There will be dark nights, there will be bad weather, there will be endless darkness at times and no hope. There will be times when you will think, oh my God, will I ever come out of it? Will there ever be a shore which I can get off on? Shore will be there. And before that, there will be many brighter days. There will be beautiful, peaceful blue waters also. Embrace those blessings and don't complain and crib or have a remorse or regret about that. What is not nice, because that's a part of the journey. And another beautiful thing that I learned from this story, which I must share with you, is the understanding I got was that person was in restlessness, and in restlessness Baba did not open his eyes for him. When he started calming down and getting meditative, Baba opened his eyes. What does that mean? In life, when we are restless, we can't merge in Baba, we can't connect with Baba, we can't talk to Baba, we can't even we can't get a solution to our problems from Baba because we are in restlessness. But the moment I start getting into calmness, into a meditative state, and I connect with Baba, he responds, he listens, you can hear him better. So a lot of you ask me, Didi, how do I have a conversation with Baba? Trust me, my personal deepest conversations with Baba are when I sit in meditation. He just flows. I sit with any doubt in the whole world, any question in the whole world. Trust me, I come back with an answer. Maybe not in that meditation because I never go into a meditation seeking an answer. If you do that, you cannot meditate. Then you're sitting and thinking, when will the answer come? You just pray and say, Baba, I have a query. The day you want to, please answer it. And you continue your meditation every day. The day he thinks it's the right day for you, he will give you your answer, and he will 101%. There has never been a time Baba has not answered me. He always answers. But you have to reach that state of peace and calmness for Baba to answer. In this journey of life, if there is one thing that will change everything for you, it is just by being in meditation. If you can't do it for 30 minutes or 1 hour, do it just for 10 minutes every day, 15 minutes. Just sit peacefully, that is all. Don't do anything else. Don't worry about what is the format and how should I do it. Just be in peace with your Baba. And if thoughts are coming, tell them, go away. I don't want to think. I just want to be with my Baba. In that state only you will see life changing. And then this journey of life on the ship will become so much more better and peaceful. And finally we will merge. When we reach the horizon, I'm sure Baba will be standing there with his arms wide open and saying, come child, I'm waiting for you. And he will just embrace us and take us with him. So then life, the journey and the destination, the culmination will both become very, very beautiful. So wishing you well, hoping that you understood this message here, this video again and again if you need to, but understand its depth, because if you understand this one message, the journey of life is sorted. There's nothing to worry after that. So loads of love, loads of blessings from my heart to yours. Ya Sai. Sai, Sai, Ra.